So check this out. Is Plug Power a millionaire maker? Motley Fool is posing that question to us today. What do you think? Could that stock make you a millionaire? Yeah, it could if you're on the opposite end of the one who issues shares rather than buy them. What do I mean? Let's talk about this article real quick. This was written by Justin Pope. Okay. Now, I'm not going to go through this whole article. I'm just going to focus in on a couple of things that I want to show you if Plug Power can make you a millionaire. How likely is Plug Power to make investors millionaires over the coming years? Anything is possible, but there are three significant roadblocks facing optimistic investors. One is a roadblock, a chicken or egg dilemma. Hydrogen has potential as fuel because it produces only water vapor as a byproduct when consumed in a fuel cell. Now, Plug Power has been around since the late 1990s, and after starting with hydrogen fuel cells for forklifts, it is trying to expand, I get it, as a leader in the broader hydrogen use space. That includes production and fuel cell technologies for applications like trucks, 18-wheelers, power, and industrial factories. So they're trying to expand the use case of hydrogen fuel. Not only do they want to use it for forklifts, they want to go ahead and place this fuel in 18-wheelers, power generation, and also for industrial factories. Massive aspirations. Nothing wrong with that. You want to have a company that has vision, that wants to go somewhere, that wants to grow bigger. The company has invested heavily to build hydrogen production facilities in Georgia, Louisiana, New York, and Texas. Its Georgia location will reach total production later this year. That's good, with the rest following sometime in 2025. Hydrogen needs to become cheaper to grow demand, but you need demand to justify the investment in producing costs effectively. That's a chicken and the egg. You can't have both. In one instance, you can't say that we need to make hydrogen cheaper, but then in the next instance, you say we need to get demand. That is where the seesaw occurs. How can you find that balance? And if you do find that balance, will it be a worthwhile investment in Plug Power if they do find that balance? And then the next problem is here, number 2, an unclear road to profitability. They're not making money, but they're spending a ton of it. Plug Power is spending a ton of money on building factories. Plug Power has steadily issued stock to raise money, and it had as much as nearly $4.8 billion on its balance sheets a few years ago. That is what I'm telling you. This is how you're able to be a millionaire. It's because companies are able to simply create money out of thin air simply by issuing more shares. Yeah, that's how they create money. Just like the Federal Reserve, they just simply print money. Now, the negative aspect of them printing money from an investor standpoint is that it gives you less power of the shares that you already hold. So this is how you can become a millionaire in Plug Power, is by being an insider and simply printing more money or simply printing more shares. That is how they're able to build these factories. It's because they're issuing out more shares to the market. Now, while the money has gotten these production facilities underway, Plug Power has burned through most of it. It generated $890 million in revenue over the past 12 months, but it spent $1.8 billion in cash. So yeah, they're losing money. You want your revenue to be higher than what you spent. Now they have combined $1.3 billion in cash, restricted cash, and sellable securities as of September 30th, 2023. revenue, cash flow. Ugly chart. As it has before, Plug Power is working to raise more funds. Like I told you, that's how they create money, by issuing shares, and may secure a $1.6 billion government loan. They need the government to help them. Maybe they could give us a loan that we don't have to pay back for like the next 35 years. Otherwise, cash would dry up before Plug Power can generate profits. That's not good if you're trying to be a millionaire off of Plug Power. These scenarios have to come in perfectly in order for you just to profit off the stock. It states in its third quarter filings that it will incur losses for the foreseeable future. Wait, hold up. The Motley Fool is trying to pose a question to us and ask us, could this stock make us a millionaire? But then you can see from the filings that they said that they're going to incur losses. How can I make money then? This puts shareholders in a sticky situation, as the company must continue to raise new money to keep the lights on. Here's the third problem: dilution. The question is whether the stock can be a millionaire maker. Plug Power's most significant risk to investors is how much damage investors will take to keep Plug Power afloat long enough to become a sustainable business. You can see in the chart below that the number of outstanding shares has increased exponentially over the past decade. Issuing stock to raise money is common, but can hurt when the share price isn't doing well. Plug Power raised $2.09 billion in 2021 by issuing 32.2 million shares at a price of $65. The company filed 2 weeks ago to raise another $1 billion, but since shares trade around $3.70 today, it will require issuing far more shares, roughly 270 million, than 32 million, the price of $65. That would increase total shares by over 40%, significantly diluting existing shareholders. These are all the shares that they have issued. They're now at 605 million shares outstanding. This is what dilution looks like. This is what a failing business do when they need money. They issue out more shares. When companies issue more shares, it's like cutting a pie into smaller pieces. The size of the pie doesn't change. Everyone gets less. So you're adding 270 million more slices. That would mean that each share existing will represent a far less value than before. That will undoubtedly hurt the share price further. This company looks more like a money pit than a millionaire maker. Investors should avoid the stock until Plug Power proves it's financially stable. And here's the stock. We did a price prediction in Plug Power right here. Back in 2023, June, it hit our target. Good job. Let's go ahead and get rid of it. Now let's look at this on the monthly time frame for Plug Power, because right now it does seem as if demand is trying to hit this stock. Look at last month. Like the article goes into, I don't like the dilution. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm gonna hit this on the daily, and then we're going to create, I want to see if the market in Plug Power is going to break that sell zone. It's already trading there now in pre-market. So we have to see if that strength is going to continue to break through that last high, which occurred in mid-December 2023. So it looks to me like this may be like a short squeeze currently ongoing into the market in Plug Power. I'm not going to touch it. I'm not going to drop a price prediction because it's too indecisive as to, okay, where does the market really want to move? It does look bullish though, I must admit. This stock currently is bullish. But again, this is not one of those stocks that you come through and actually try to hold for the sustained long term, especially if they cannot come through and actually make money. All right, so yeah, there's definitely some strength here into the market in Plug Power. We may actually see the stock come in and fill this gap. But yeah, I'm not going to touch it until I get more sustainable confirmation off the price chart that there's definitely buying going on in this market. All right, give me your thoughts though. Make sure you maintain the profitability, and as always, trade different.